Welcome back to the Trill Pill with another small dose. We're going to jump right back into the Ghetto Boys Reloaded podcast. This episode, they have Dr. Boyce Watkins. If you haven't went and watched or listened to the Ghetto Boys Reloaded podcast, I suggest you do so. Now, they flavor ain't for everybody. I know some of y'all young niggas, y'all like to listen to niggas who ain't talking about nothing. You know what I'm saying? I'm a little bit different. You know what I'm saying? I ain't that old, but I ain't that young neither. So, I respect the Ghetto Boys and what they've done for our culture and the fact that they have a podcast now. You know what I'm saying? Scarface, Willie D, rest in peace, Bushwick Bill, is amazing. You know what I'm saying? And this game to be soaked up. First episode was with Jay Prince, and I'm also reacting to some of those conversations also. But right now, we're going to get into their second episode, Dr. Boyce Watkins. And they're talking about, of course, niggas crying over, white supremacists like these, Van Jones niggas was in tears because Biden won president and like that shit really meant something. And also Scarface well, fuck it. Y'all gonna see. Let me shut the fuck up real quick.
Let me put something on your mind. I feel like the elected officials should put shit in place where these kids can come, back. They can come out of high school with pieces of paper that allows them to be, that take trade, that carpenters, masons, electricians, plumbers, or what have you. I feel like 90% of our kids are not going to go to college, out of our community because from where we come from, not our kids, but the kids that come out of the neighborhood, out of Sunnyside, Fifth Ward, they may not be able to go to college. They may not be able to afford to go to college, and they may not have the desire to go to college. But if you put trade, if they come out of high school with a certificate and they have an opportunity to provide themselves a livable wage, then I think that would give them more incentive to push on with life and stay the fuck out the streets and out, of trouble that's so easy to get into when you don't have an alternative. I can't tell you not to go and rob this old lady. You know it's wrong. I know it's wrong. But
you can still
that money don't know it's wrong.
Hey, you know what, man? As somebody who went to college, man, and have a trade, I wish I would have gotten a trade and then would have stepped one foot into college. The only thing that college provided me with was the ability to get a chance to experience different people, although I would have already done that. But just the ability to kind of, I needed to get out of South Dallas. You know what I'm saying? South Dallas is one of those places where if you're in it too long, you're going to be a part of the orbit. You know what I'm saying? You're going to be a part of the vacuum. You're going to be a part of the crab in the bucket mentality. The longer and longer that shit soaks in your brain, the harder it's going to be to get out. And only a few get out. Now, everybody can't be a rapper or ball player or whatever the fuck, but I'm not gonna lie, going to college it opened up my mind, but at the same time it's like if my kids don't desire to go to college, if they have an ability to write or what I'm saying, or to draw or do music or do it, what I'm saying, if they have anything other than what I guess whatever the fuck you need in college, I want them to go to college. You know what I'm saying? Getting a trade is much cheaper. It's much more efficient. You can get into the job market faster, and it's more promising than going to school. Now, going to school is beneficial. You can have your fun and all that shit. Now, it's one thing if the kid is getting a scholarship, right? If my daughter, gets a scholarship, by all means, go. Because they paying for it. It's on they dime. Do what the fuck you got to do to maintain that scholarship, get your education, and get the fuck out of there debt free. But they don't have no scholarship. Fuck trying to ask the government for money because that shit is a everlasting fuck. You know what I'm saying? They already putting their hands in your pockets, and I done seen people, you know what I'm saying, and I'm one of them, and majority of my generation, I was born in the 90s, so I guess that makes me a millennial, I guess. You know what I'm saying? But shit, a lot of us that went to college ain't got shit to show for it. You know what I'm saying? I done did the college and went to go into the school system and teach and all that shit. And all that shit is real fugazi. You ain't appreciated. All that hard work that you work for, you know what I'm saying, don't mean shit. Because you still got to go get certificates. At the end of the day, after all that shit you done did, 4, 5, 6 years or whatever the fuck you do of getting your, you know what I'm saying, graduating, do all that shit, sometimes you still got to go and get certified. You know what I'm saying? So even when I got laid off from the budget cuts and I picked up truck driving, in 3, 4 months. And in my first year, it was a little bit difficult because it's different, but I made more money than what I went to school 4 years for. You know what I'm saying? And damn, you know what I'm saying? And that's the bare minimum. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I was out here because I see a lot of teachers, they still have to hustle. And my whole thing is this: if you go to a school for 3, 4, 5 years, the last thing you should be fucking doing is hustling. Like, you went to school, you went to big fancy college, or you went to a small college, it don't fucking matter. If you went to school for 4, 5 years, got an education, did all this shit just to come out and be bottom of the barrel in the fucking job market, scratching the fucking surface, you know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, what's the fucking point? You know what I'm saying? I'm having to eat student loans. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Like, student loans, they always on your ass. They taking this shit. They gonna take your taxes. They gonna take, you know what I'm saying? And I'm not even, you know what I'm saying? It's like, damn, I wasted 4 years of my life that I could have been doing something different. Other than going to school and living, you know, being on a college campus and doing all that goofy shit. I wasted four years of my life where I could have been in a better position. And I'm already talking to my kids, hey, y'all don't have to go to college if you don't want to. If you get a scholarship, go for it. You know what I'm saying? Go for it. The last thing I want to do with my children, the last thing that everybody really needs to tell these kids is, when you go to college, you ain't on no motherfucking scholarship, or you ain't rich and your tuition can't be paid in full every goddamn, you know what I'm saying, semester, then you need to get a trade. Now, if you get a trade and you get enough money, you feel like you want to go, then go. You can pay for it on your dime, but other than that, you really not going to need college like that. That was a lot of that they fed to us, especially growing up in the 90s. You know what I'm saying? Growing up, you know, in the 90s, like, oh, you know what I'm saying, you got to be, you know, in order to be successful, you got to go to college. You got to, you know, do this and do that. And that shit wasn't true. Then we get here, you know what I'm saying, and we out here getting fucked. We behind the 8-ball, student loans and shit, credit fucked up, not because of mistakes that we made, because we made a mistake of putting our future in the hands of the fucking government. Rather than spending a lot less money and going and getting a trade, going to get certified or something and going out and doing it. You know what I'm saying? And even myself still to this day, it's like, damn, you know what I'm saying? You know, I got everybody in my pockets, you know what I'm saying? But it's a blessing to be able to pay everything and still be like, shit, I mean, you know what I'm saying? It's whatever, but I'm paying that shit off of my trade. What the fuck I learned in 3, 4 months is going to take me further than what I learned in 3, 4 years. You know what I'm saying? Now, one thing I I do want to combine what I've learned with my trade, and eventually I want to do something different. But that's just the fucking truth. A lot of these kids, man, everybody ain't gonna go to college. Just because you don't go to college, just because people go to college, it don't mean shit. Oh, you went to college. Ooh, you know what I'm saying? Ooh, you joined a fraternity or sorority. Ooh, you special, but you not. When you step out of that college bubble and get back to this real world, your Greek shit don't matter. Your education don't matter. Can you survive? You know what I'm saying? And if you already starting behind the 8 ball as it is, coming out of a place that's, you know what I'm saying, poverty stricken like a South Dallas, and you go to a school, don't matter what the fuck it is, big school, white school, black school, school, don't fucking matter. Now your ass even further behind the 8 ball, nigga. You gotta fight and scratch your way back up just to get back in front and get where the fuck you going. So I'm not gonna pressure my kids to go to college. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna pressure my kids to go to college. If my son don't want to go to college, you know what I'm saying? If what he wants to do is goddamn me make and create shit, I'm gonna go send him somewhere. He's gonna be somewhere where you can do that. Not learn about shit that you learn about in college. The shit ain't fucking not gonna fucking use that shit. 85, 95, shit, 98% of that shit you're not gonna fucking use. I am not using no trigonometry right now. I'm not at no point in my life am I using Pythagorean theorem. You know what I'm saying? There's no point in my life where I'm using 99% of the shit I learned in school. And I love school. You know what I'm saying? I was a school nigga. I was a fucking nerd, dog. You know what I'm saying? I was a fucking nerd that played football, but I just love school because I just like to learn. But not only in school, but I like to learn about people, learn about life. You know what I'm saying? I was taught to observe and learn from my experiences. And once I got to learn, I learned that one of the things I learned was school was full of shit. You know what I'm saying? It is certain things that you have to do. Like if you are going to be, the doctor or lawyer or some shit like that, yeah, you need to go to school. Those things require school time. But all the rest of that shit, it don't. Make sure you go and you talk to people. They'll tell you, hey, I didn't have to do, college. And, and the worst thing is niggas that go to college and think they know every fucking thing. You don't. You know what I'm saying? And I went to college and I don't know every fucking thing. It's a fucking lie. And some of the most successful people in our lifetime didn't go to college or they dropped out of college. They said fuck college. And they went to go do their own thing and made billions of dollars, millions of dollars. Ground bakers, room shakers, earthquakers, you know what I'm saying? Out this bitch balling, buying up all type of shit, making spaceships and these motherfuckers. So that's one thing we gotta teach these kids is go get a goddamn trade, man. You know what I'm saying? Even if you're gonna go to school, go get a trade to make sure, you know what I'm saying? Go try it out. Go get something you can do. You know what I'm saying? I'm working on my second trade right now. I don't just want to drive trucks forever. I want to do other shit. I'm going to learn all these skills that I want to learn. Then I'm going to a point where I have a plan and I'm going to combine all of them. But I benefit from trades, you know what I'm saying? But it's a slow climb because I wish I've been driving trucks for 5 years. I wish I would have did all that shit years ago. You know, hindsight's 2020 is what it is, but at the same time, man, fuck college. In my opinion, because they're taking from you. You know what I'm saying? Fuck it. It's only about a handful of professions that you really need college for. But now that these kids have the access to the internet and other, you know what I'm saying, whatever, a few things you gotta be hands-on to learn. Like you can be a doctor or a nurse, shit like that. You know what I'm saying? You can't learn how to put needles and niggas off YouTube. But besides it being physical, the other shit you can fucking learn on your own. You know what I'm saying? These schools is raping a lot of people, and that's part of the cycle. And these goddamn tuitions keep going the fuck up. because shit, if you was working if you was trying to work a motherfucking move and people just keep coming in, fuck, I'm gonna raise the prices too. It's a business. It's a gritty business. You know, it's also a way for the government to put their hand in your pocket before you even fucking know it. You know what I'm saying? Before we even know it, we already own a bitch named Sally Mae. So we got to deal with Uncle Sam and Sally Mae off the top. You 17, 18 years old, going to college, you having fun, fucking hoes, you know what I'm saying? Smoking weed, you know what I'm saying? Partying, going to school, chilling, you know what I'm saying? All that shit, yeah. All that shit is fun. But nigga, when your ass get out and they give you a 6 month and they give you the funny thing is, I'm gonna go back to the video, is they give you a 6 month grace period. And then after that, them niggas is on your ass. I'm gonna let the OG speak. I'm gonna shut the fuck up.
Well, you can still tell them not to do it. It's just that
you have to offer an alternative for sure.
Yeah, you can offer an alternative, but at the end of the day, you can tell them not to do it. You should tell them not to do it, but at the end of the day, it's still going to be their choice and their consequences.
I can dig it.
Yeah,
but I want to help. I want to help in every way that I can.
But bucket made. You made a bucket.
Well, let me say this. And here's the thing, man. I think that we can, as men, in our community. I believe that the strength of the Black community will lean solely on the strength of its men. When you and I first became friends,
of its what? I'm sorry,
of its men.
Okay.
When you and I first became friends, I'm glad to know you too, Brad. I always admired your work and everything.
Likewise. Thank you.
The thing you said to me that let me know, okay, this is a guy I can rock with, is you was talking about white supremacy, and you said, ain't nothing you could do to me that I can't do to you. And that's an empowered statement. That's not one of these victim statements like, oh, look at what they're doing to us.
I'm
doing
so sick of that shit.
Right. I'm tired of it. Like men are not supposed to be victims. Like, even if you think about sports or war or whatever, you can't be like, well, the reason we keep losing football games is because every time we get the ball, they just take it. Like, that makes you sound like a punk, and so I think that as men, I think that we can kind of say, okay, let's not worry about who to blame. Let's not blame anybody right away. You know what I mean? Like, let's not even talk about it. If people want to take some blame, like you took some responsibility and took it on your shoulders, that's cool. But I think also, without convicting hip hop and saying, oh, it was the rappers, and we could just say, okay, we know rappers have power. That's all I need to know. I don't really need to know how the power was used in the past, and if it's the rapper's fault for this and fault for that. It's like, we know rappers have power. I don't think that can be denied, right? Mm-hmm. So the question to me becomes, if I'm a rapper and I'm conscious, I care about my people, how do I use that power in a way that's going to make sure that from this point forward, we winning, right? I'm going to help my team win. Like, how we got here is how we got here, but I can take some accountability for helping the team win going forward. And now I'm going to tell you, man, I checked out both of y'all's music that you put out a little bit. I probably haven't seen it all. But I saw you did a song where you were in the community, you were walking through the hood, you were saying you had an empowering message. I don't remember the exact part of the song, but like you said, it was, and I noticed this trend, like with you and you, both of y'all, and also Cube, like, it's like, wow, these guys, their music has gotten better because they know their power. They're not just 22-year-olds that are just, trying to stay relevant. Right. Like, now you're older men who have lived life and you have a perspective, like, you're not afraid. I know you're not scared to go to war, to fight, to do whatever, but a wise soldier is a person who understands the real tragedy and the pain of war, right? So the soldier is the guy who's going to say, I don't want to go to war, right? It's the stupid ass who's never been to war who's like, nah, you a punk. We need to go fight. We need to go. No, a guy who's really been in a battle is like, no. We're willing to do that if we have to, but that's not going to be our first option, right? So I like that. Right, and that's
coming to us having to go to war.
It is, man. It is.
That, and I'm not. I mean, let me say this, and like you said, what could I do to use my platform to enlighten my people and let them know. I think the first thing that I could say is that I'm not intimidated by white supremacy, and they should not be either. You should not be on television, crying because this white supremacist is doing what they doing. You shouldn't do that. Right. You should,
absolutely not. And you probably get some backlash for that, and I'll get some backlash for co-signing that. Yeah,
I'm not scared of you, man. No. Weak as fuck.
No, what I'm saying is that you have people that are apologists for criers.
I'm not.
Like, look, I'm like this, bro. Like, I'm not one who subscribed to the idea that a man should not cry under any circumstances, but when it's war, bro, when you're under attack, that ain't the time to cry.
No,
that is not the time to cry.
Fight.
That is when it's war is the time. That is the time for war. You dig what I'm saying?
Well, you know what that is? That's because they got rid of so many of your men. When Clinton and Biden signed those crime bills, our community became a feminine community. A lot of feminine energy kind of rose to the top. So when Ice Cube stepped up, it was like, no, you're not getting votes from black people without delivering something. I mean, just a basic message, right? People were like, whoa, wait, what is this? And because they're not used to the black community being represented by masculine energy. Right. To say, like, I'm not trying to be your friend. I don't care how many nice things you say about me. It's fuck you, pay me. Right. That, like, basically, you deliver for us, we deliver for you. If not, then that's fine. And that to me was something that represented an important part of black political history, because as a result of seeing that all kind of go down and how it's played out, the next election is going to be different than the last one. They're watching it. They're like, okay, black people are not as dumb as we thought they were years ago. They're getting smarter.
That's why they're putting different obstacles in place in order for you to vote. They making it more difficult for black people and brown people to vote. And that's why I don't understand why we don't take advantage of the opportunity to do so. Because the more we sit back and watch from the sideline, the more they get to put their players on the field and dictate our future, in the long run. That's just wrong, bro.
But
Shannon, how would Lonzo fit with?
Yeah, man. It's a great conversation to have, man. So many of us are just lost in the sauce, man, and we're just trying to find our way, man. But thank y'all for watching. God bless. You know what I'm saying? Mind your mental to be monumental. And stay true. And here, small dose of the truth. Love y'all, man. I'm out this bitch.